people come in with a problem, we offer them a solution. I think that's good, and we should know what to do from a technical standpoint. That's a huge amount of like our expertise. But one of the things I wanted to chat about today was the broader subject matter of like the human behavioral side of when people come in. Because I think being a technician is great when you have a purely technical problem. And so if your car starts making a funny noise, like you're not going to call up a psychotherapist and say how you feel about that car making a weird noise, right? Like you're gonna go to a technician, right? And so I think it's important that we like embrace our identities as technicians, and when people come to us with technical problems, we like broach that. One of the things that is confusing about our space as an industry is often people are coming here and they're not, and we're often not entirely sure if they're coming to us with a technical issue or they're coming to us with a more practical issue or like a psychological issue. And I don't necessarily mean like borderline personality disorder. I mean like they're coming in and they feel that, right? And so like there is a technical component to how you navigate that, but there is also a more psychological component to like how we can navigate that as well. And so I think the pure technician approaches that situation and they just say, oh, well, you're eating too many calories and you're not burning enough calories. And it's like, yeah, you can be right, but it might also be like zero help to them because unless they've been under a rock their entire life, they're going to know that information already. So somewhere in that continuum, it becomes a more of a psychological conversation. And so what I want to talk today about is discerning that line and like what do we do about it? Like what's our role? Like how does that influence our scope of practice? Like and where can we go with people? Where can we go with people? And like a few things that extend beyond that. I'm gonna ask you guys questions for start and say as there are a lot of roles that exist here, right? Whether it's like with athletic therapy or chiropractic or whatever. But I want to say, generally speaking, we take people from a variety of starting points, but the end point where we're trying to take people is relatively consistent. Would you guys agree with that? Generally speaking, we're taking people to achieve higher levels of health. I would say, does anyone have an elaboration on that they think is an important distinction? No? Yeah. So I think that's, if we operate on that assumption, so what do you guys think are the kind of key qualities that make someone good at that? I know, lots of skeptical faces. So like if you had to just shout them out, tell me what makes you good at your job or someone hypothetically good at this job.
Good listener.
Okay, listening. What else? Keep going.
Sense of empathy.
Oh man, we're going deep right away. That's good. Yeah. Sawyer.
Knowing that you don't know everything.
You stole that from me. What do we call that? Should we call that like humility maybe? Humble? Does that resonate? Yeah. Humble. Heather. Smarts. Yeah. Education for sure. Education. Anything else? Openness to learning. That's good. Thank you, Andrew. Openness. Two N's? To learning. Oh no, she's getting more and more faint. Openness to learning. That I think that ties in a little bit with humble education. Okay. So Oh my gosh. Okay, quick. Can you guys see that at all? Okay. Okay, well, we'll remember. You're right. I do need one. Yeah. Okay. We'll let's reel it in. Why do you say that? That's a heavy answer.
Because I feel like there are a lot of scenarios in which you think you might know what's going on, but then you need to take a step back and reevaluate, and maybe there's something else that you need to learn about the particular case or the scenario or the person.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
From each person you see, so you're better for the next.
Yeah. What should we call that? Call that continued growth. Oh yeah, growth mindset. All right, this pen is not. Anything else?
Technical proficiency.
Okay. I'm gonna put that under education, technical. Oh, that's a weird P. Proficiency. Anything else? Problem solving. What else? Anything?
A desire to help.
Yeah. Okay, these are all good. Is there anything else you'd add to this? Are we missing anything? No. It's pretty good. Yeah. Generally speaking, you can do all that. You'll probably be all right. Yeah, I agree. I think those are education, humility, empathy. Like I think some of this stuff, like there's no question we have to like acquire education, but some of these things are like kind of they're like personal values, right? Like so, I think, and I think that there's like a whole spectrum of mastery around like facilitation of this stuff, and I think like it's these are things that are way easier like said than done, because the reality is how we engage with our clients has the ability to like frustrate us or test us or like all that stuff. So having like desire to help to me is like a really interesting one, because I think that like it speaks to like you personally, and I think when you look at when you take all this stuff, I hear the two things that I like probably the most are what these ethics do to create trust in a relationship, and uh, the resourcefulness component. So I think having a growth mindset, problem solving, doing all that stuff, I think is like absolutely crucial. But going one step more visceral to that is like the value systems that like create all this stuff, and the like pride in your work, and the relentless kind of commitment to be where the puck stops for people. Oh, wow.